And both you and I shouldn't be too shy about letting go for once. Come and be free with me.
I have been wanting to run this experiment since we got the truck back from the shop because I swear it runs quieter. What do you think, babe?
Yeah, I think it does. I know when I started, it's got a, and I can't say every, but most. I'll say most diesel have a. I don't know what you call it, idle warm up. It sits there and idles real high, and then when it gets the fuel or whatever it is, then it lowers down. The idle lowers down, and I know it does that now. It never did before.
How's it pulling?
I can't feel that thing back there. This thing will pull her straight up a wall. That's fine. I mean, that's pulls like all the other times. Not bad at all. Can't feel that thing back there. There's so much horsepower in this truck. Oh, just run anybody to the ground. Whatever.
This is the coolest thing ever. We just got to my sister's in Monument. We ran my niece Riley down to the barn that my sister's a horse trainer at. And I still have a horse. I rode for years and years, and he lives at my sister's barn now, and she gives lessons with him and so forth. And my niece's best friend rides him and I guess really loves him, which is amazing because he's a brat. But she drew this picture of him for me. And let me show you. It's so cool. So there it is. She's a high school girl and she drew this herself. Pretty amazing. Really, really special to have this. And she caught his expression perfectly. So now we ran back to the house. We had to pick up my other niece from school, get her into her riding clothes, and get her out to the barn and see if I can get some footage of this afternoon's lessons and see and show you guys what it's all about out there. It's kind of neat. I did it for years. It was a lot of fun.
Lift your eye between his ears. Now little leg. Little leg. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful, Rebecca. So when you jump that last one, Ava, I want your eyes looking to the left. Little leg, leg, little leg. 1, 2, 3. Good, but just stay over and no cutting there. Relax your hand, your eye. There. You know, you just used your hand to make it the turn down and you need more of your leg. Good, Ava. You know, and I agree with you on that choice at that moment.
It's a Sunday morning rain, another sunrise by the roadside. Oh, it's an old and worn and stained, won't come out no matter how hard I try. And as the sun is coming up, I hear the sound of the waking city. I'll hitch a ride at the next truck stop if someone will show a stray dog some pity. I pray, be still, my
like Bubba wanted.
78 degrees too.
Yep. So since our rig is filthy and still has Wyoming snowy road scum all over it, we are headed first to the Blue Beacon to see if we can't get the whole rig washed really well, because she needs a bath, something fierce.
It does.
And then from there, we're going to try out our first harvest host spot tonight. So we'll see how that goes.
You just had to get in front of me, didn't you, you smelly bagger? Go on now, get. Alrighty, I gotta pull over. Looks like we've got something flopping in the wind.
So here we are at Walmart in Canyon, Texas, just south of Amarillo. Last night we had our first harvest host day, and we'll do more about that. It was the Barzy Winery in Canyon, Texas. Really, really nice people. We had kind of a stressful day on the road right at the end of the day. Great day up until about 4 o'clock, and then it all just went south. So by the time we got into the winery and got back into our spot, we were a little stressed out. We did go in, have a couple glasses of wine. We bought a bottle of wine to bring with us. But anyways, yeah, back to yesterday. We were about 20 miles away from our final stop for the night, and we heard something under the truck. And it turns out we had picked up some road debris, and it wrapped around the drive line of the truck. And when it did that, it wiped out all of our trailer wiring. The wiring that goes from the truck to the plug, the 7-way plug, it had torn all of it apart. And then when it did that, a wire must have arced or something. And when we pulled over to the side of the road to see what was going on, the plug, the connection, was smoking badly. We're probably lucky it didn't catch on fire. And it shot current through that 7-way plug into the trailer wiring and all the way up into the nose of the trailer. So we're having to replace all of the entire wiring harness today. We couldn't get our running lights to shut off last night because there was a short in the system. We pulled the hot wire this morning and got all the lights turned off. So now we're hoping that with this new wiring harness, we'll get everything hooked up. We'll have running lights and be able to get back on the road. But at the prospect of potentially having burned the trailer down yesterday, we were just a little bit stressed out last night. It was a two glass of wine kind of night last night. And then we weren't sure just how far back into the trailer the damage went. We were afraid we might have to take this thing in and have the whole thing rewired. So we're keeping our fingers crossed and saying prayers right now that this $45 wiring harness does the trick for us. Oh, I see. You've got it run through. Just gotta connect the wires.
Yeah, I've got to get this one here. Has this chinga on here, and I can't get it off. So,
And that's what kind of holds it in place in that hole, isn't it?
yes, that will hold that in place. That's it. So I got to figure out how to get this off so I can get it back on there, and then I got to get the breakaway brakes on and hook everything back up. We are not using the yellow because we don't have reverse lights on this.
We don't?
No, we don't have reverse lights.
Oh. All right, this is what we're replacing right here. The piece that goes from the box and the fifth wheel that plugs into the truck. And these wires, you probably can't see it, but current shot up this one yesterday and melted this whole thing. It runs up through the pin box. Let me back up here. Runs up through the pin box, through the nose, And then it connects in here where the hydraulic compartment is, and it melted all the way into there.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in this world. Today, we are parked at Cranes Mill Campground in Canyon, Texas. And it's not a bad little campground. It's Corps of Engineer, Army Corps of Engineer. It's pretty cool. Big lake, big, huge lake. Back over there. It's very nice. It's a little windy today. So today we are going to be working on our little owie on the way up here. It was kind of scary in a way, because let me turn this around for you. We are going to redo all this wiring right here. I mean, it's not bad. I did what I could to get us here, but let me show you what happened on the truck. We were almost to Amarillo, and let me go around the other side. And no. Right, first of all, I had a tarp over this. It was a cover. Gas tank was sitting here with the generator, and I had it covered on top of the toolbox. Sat there for 2 years. 2 years it sat there. And then it decided, I'm done with this show, and decided to blow off. Don't ask me why it decided to blow off, but let me get down on the ground. When it blew off, it wrapped around. See if I can get us up here. Wrapped around the drive line. And when it wrapped around the drive line, it ripped all, let me get myself up here. It ripped all of these wires, which run back to the trailer plug. So like I said before, it knocked all of these wires out back here to the plug that goes to the trailer, which runs all the lights, which is this here. Focus. When this was hooked in to the truck right there where I showed you the plug, it shorted out, and when it shorted out, it started smoking really bad, and it ran this whole thing. And by the time I got it unplugged, we had a wire, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but this wire right here, this one right here, that runs hot all the time. This wire melted. By the time I got it unplugged, it melted. Well, it runs up inside all the way over here, down into this little door panel here, and it's this wire, and you can see how bad it melted. And it was plugged in. It was plugged into this right here. That is hot. Not ouchie hot. It's voltage hot. I could have burnt down the whole place. So anyway, I've got to replace this wire. And I can't just pull it out because it's melted to some other wires. Now that I've got it unhooked, so it's not doing any damage. If I do hook it up, See it blinking? If you touch it to that, everything comes on. All the running lights. So, I've got to replace it.
How's that for another exciting road trip?
Yeah.
So just in case you didn't quite follow along in the video, he had a Weber barbecue cover that fit perfectly over the toolbox and the generator.
It wasn't road debris. We
Right.
thought it was.
And it was strapped down. It was under the straps. So it wasn't like it was just sitting over the top. It was strapped down under the straps and somehow came off.
And I think it rode back there for 2 years and didn't move. When I was at my brother's, we pushed the fifth wheel back on the truck. We probably put it back about,
Push the hitch back.
yeah, pushed the hitch back about a foot. And I don't know if it caused a different swirl back there and caused it to work its way up. I don't know. But 2 years it rode back there, and it said, I'm done with this. I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. Did it have to take the wiring with it, though? I mean, come on.
I know. Ma'am.
Man. And that wasn't the last of it either. We I apologize for not getting any footage at the winery. The Harvest Host stop was nice.
We were just stressed out that night, and
We were totally
filming really
stressed.
wasn't on our mind. It wasn't on mine.
No, and he was so upset I wasn't going to go and stick the camera in his face. I went inside and had a drink. But the winery, they're fairly new, so it was pretty basic. But it was nice. They had a live band, which was more like a practice session. I think they didn't have a lot of people that night, but they had live music. They had a food truck. So once we kind of got ourselves calmed down and realized the rig wasn't going to burn to the ground, we got some food, got some wine. And then the next morning, we're trying to figure out how we're going to get anywhere because we had no running lights. The ones that were on were stuck on. We had like one tail light on, one off, no turn signals, no brake lights.
Yep.
And so we were like, we can't drive like this, but we can't stay here because it's a business.
Mm-hmm.
And we found a Walmart 3 miles away. So our plan was, let's get to Walmart and regroup.
Thanks, Walmart, again.
Well, but we went out to
Yes.
get ready to go, pull the jack stands up, put the slides in, and one of our brand new trailer tires was flat. We had a nail. We ran over a nail or something. And so yeah, he got to change another tire before we ever got on the road that day.
Yeah. I'm going to sign up for NASCAR. Be a pit crew. I've changed a lot of tires in the last week.
So he changed the tire. We got to Walmart, rolled the tire into their tire center. They patched it for us. We bought a lot of wiring from them.
Walmart will do tires as long as you take them to it. You
Right.
can't pull up and say, hey, fix my tire. And check it. Because they'll only put legal.
They only put 35
Yeah,
pounds of pressure in
That's
it.
all they put in a tire. You have to put the rest of the 50.
So if you're in a car, that's fine because
Yeah.
most of them run about 35. But if you're like our tires that take 80 psi cold, the tire's a little flat when it gets back on the trailer.
Yeah.
So
So make sure you check it. If you ever have a trailer tire taken to Walmart and fixed.
but they had no problem with us. We were way out behind the store, more towards the cargo receiving area, and they let us stay there as long as we needed to. And we went to Gander RV and bought a new wiring harness for the trailer, and went to the auto parts store and bought new wiring for the truck. And he spent the whole day rewiring everything.
Yep.
But he got us back on the road.
Yes, got us back on the road, but we still didn't have brake lights because of the wiring going to the jackalope.
In the truck.
The jackalope was fried.
And the jackalope's that little box that makes the truck and the trailer talk to each other. And when that thing arced, it fried it.
Yeah. So, but I had it rigged up to where we had blinkers, we had park lights, we just didn't have brake lights. And yeah, we had to go all the way to
Willis,
Yeah, we had to.
Houston area.
Yep, we've got to go all the way down to Houston.
But yeah, because just the time it takes, we couldn't just stay at Walmart for a week.
No.
So off we go. All right. So thank y'all for joining us.
Thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate y'all listening to us gab and carry on about our lives.
And listen to our misadventures. We've been, 2 years on the road and it's all gone so smoothly. I guess you've got to have the bumps in the road every now and then.
You got to. If you're going to drive on the road, if you're on there long enough, something's going to happen.
And it's just an exercise in learning how to roll with the punches.
It hasn't been bikinis and beaches yet.
He's still looking for bikinis and beaches.
Yep.
So please give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And thank you again so much. And join us next time.
It's a free way to entertain yourself. Doesn't cost you anything but your time.
We'll let you laugh at us all you want. All right. Bye.
Thank you.